Hello, Frank Gray here with the National Real Estate Post. Before we get started, I just want to remind you guys, did you know that over 150 million households in the United States have what's called a connected TV? That's either a smart TV or they're connected through a streaming device such as Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, or Apple TV. And did you know that KeyBoom is the one and only national property search channel on those streaming devices? That's right. And there's a new release coming out this month where we've partnered with iHeartRadio and we're delivering broker channels that could be used to display listings in your lobby or in your storefront window. Really cool stuff. We're getting an interest list together right now for that. So see the KeyBoom banner here on your screen over on your right, or I'll even put it down below. Click that and you can see a little bit more information about how these broker channels are going to work. And we're developing an interest list right now because we'll be able to release these later this month and in the beginning of next month. So with that, we're going to hand this off now to Brian Stevens, who is out in Austin, Texas on travel, doing some training and coaching out there, but he's got a story for us. So with that, Brian, take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot, Frank. I'm here in beautiful Austin, Texas. When I say beautiful, it is incredible. Now, today I want to talk about construction because we've got some problems on our hands. Now, here's how bad it is for housing and construction right now. Check out this graph. The blue line represents the number of jobs that are available, and as you can tell, this sucker is peaked out. It's the highest it's been since 2002. So we know we have more job openings in construction since 2002. Now the red line is the hiring rate. How many construction workers do we need to hire? Now with our shortages, we need to see that red line trend upwards. But strangely, since 2002, and especially over the last 8 years, the number is trending downward, meaning any relief for that blue line is just nowhere to be found on the horizon. Now, this is where it's really disturbing, guys. That greenish color line is the construction layoffs. How many people are leaving the industry? Now, with all of the openings and the dwindling hirings and the absolutely massive pent-up demand for new housing, how in the hell do you get fired from a construction job? How bad do you have to be? If you're getting fired from construction right now, you need to reconsider your life. I mean, think about it. You're getting fired from construction. What type of employee are you? I mean, it has to be horrible. And yet, look, right now, that line is trending unbelievably downward. So to put it this way, boys and girls, we have a housing inventory crisis on our hands. As you all know, we are in the age of home construction desperation, and yet demand is at a 2-decade peak. Construction jobs are actually falling. They're not rising, and for some reason, we keep laying off construction workers. So I'm going to tell you, right now, we should have zero unemployment in this country. I mean zero, because if you're able, body and mind right now, you need to be swinging a hammer. And if you choose not to, that's fine. But in Brian's little world, you don't get any of our government cheese. Back to you, Frank.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that from Austin, Texas. And now I'm here with our friend Carl White with the Marketing Animals. Carl, we were talking briefly before we got on this call about the matter of convenience in lending, trumping everything else. Tell us about this. How can we do this?
Dude, this is a breaking revelations for both the loan officers and the real estate agents that watch your show, is that convenience out trumps everything else. And what I mean by that is all you got to do is look to see what number one is doing and kind of copy them. So if we look at who's the largest lender in America today, Frank?
It's got Quicken definitely has to be at the top of the list.
They are. Quicken's number one. So when you're watching these Rocket Mortgage ads, have you ever seen them go, hey, we got the best rates, we have the lowest closing costs, we have the no points? Have you ever seen them talk about pricing or rates, ever?
Now that you bring that up, and when we had our little conversation before this interview, I was like, you're right. They don't mention any of that stuff at all.
Ever. Never, ever. It's all about convenience. And so people want to do what's convenient for them above pricing and all else. So what we've been doing in my own personal branch, because I'm a branch manager too, is looking, how can we make the whole process more convenient for our clients? And like, there's two areas that we can do it in. Number one, nobody wants to hit your voicemail. It's not convenient. If I call Quicken Loans, I'm not going to hit their voicemail, right? So on your cell phone, have it forwarded to your office and have somebody in the office at least start the process as much as they're legally allowed to with the licensure that you require. Have them start the process. And then number two, is like when they want to take an application, figure out a way to do it online. Because again, if you look at Quicken, what percent of their apps are taken online?
Probably every single one.
All of them, right? All of them.
Right.
And so we have to figure out how can we have it so that somebody doesn't have to hit our voicemail and wait for 2 hours while we call them back to take an app. Let them do it online. In fact, Frank, I know you guys are part of the pre-app 1003 app.
Right.
Just briefly talk about that. I think that is just a brilliant way to make it convenient for our. When you make it convenient for your clients, they'll use you above all else.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Rocket Loan thing. I never even thought about this whole convenience aspect that you're talking about, and you're so right. I mean, that's all they talk about is convenience. They don't talk about anything else. But with the pre-app 1003 product, you simply could, be talking to a borrower real briefly. I want to get the loan app started, or even your assistant could be talking to them, or the person answering the phone at the office, which is a brilliant idea. Have your cell phone go to the office and have the person who's answering the phone understand my job now is to be convenient for this person and try and get the process started. But they could simply say, hey, I'm just going to text you a link. They text the person a link. The consumer just clicks the link on their phone, and then they start the pre-app process right from their smartphone. Extremely convenient. So, dude, this is just a thing that I think we all need to consider deeply. And I love the fact that you're implementing it in your own office.
Yeah, I love it because, at this time that we're all feeling this rate compression, that all of us are feeling that to some degree. A lot of it is self-imposed, that if we get the conversation off of rate, of course we give everybody a great deal, but get the conversation off of that and talk about convenience. That's what Quicken's doing. That's what Carl's doing. Appreciate you being here, Frank. Hey, just for my own purposes, can you put a link to that pre-app 1003 in today's show?
Absolutely. I'll put a link to it. There's a banner over on the right you scroll down to, but we'll put a link down below as well, and I'll even send you something, Carl. But this is a great idea. Again, I love it. Thinking, how can we make the process the most convenient possible for the consumer, because that apparently is trumping everything else. Great stuff, man. I appreciate it, Carl.
I appreciate you, my man. Awesome stuff.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day. And do us a favor. Leave us your comments down below. Forward, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you later here at the National Real Estate Post. Adios.